students, welcome back. This is Dr. Mercado speaking. This is Accounting 1329 Payroll and Business Tax Accounting, and we are in week number 16 that is running from May the 3rd through May the 9th. This is the last instructional week before we have our final exams. Okay, so this is the last assignment that you'll be having for the semester before you take your final. During this week, we are going to be completing semester project number 2. Okay, let me jump over to Blackboard. Okay, so I just want to remind all students, since we are in week number 16, which is 1 week before the final exams, if you can please check your Blackboard gradebook and make sure that all of the grades for you are reflected correctly on Blackboard. If you find any discrepancies, any errors, whatever the case might be, please let me know. Okay. I don't know what you've submitted, what you have not submitted. So if I see a 0 there, I'm going to assume that you didn't complete the assignment. If you see a 0 and you know that you completed it, then you're going to inquire about it. So I do need for you to please take 5 minutes of your time, go into your gradebook, and make sure that everything that you've completed is showing up. And if there's any errors, you let me know. That way I can work on making any necessary adjustments if needed. Okay? So week 16 is the last instructional week, and we are going to be working on semester project number 2. Let's jump into week 16. Okay, so project number 2 consists of a continuing payroll project that is encompasses all of the chapters from chapters 2 through 6. So as we're building through the textbook, or the semester, the textbook that we are using covers 6 chapters. This project covers chapters 2 through 6 because the first chapter was more of the different payroll laws and stuff of that nature. The actual calculations started in chapter 2. Okay, so this project will deal with everything that we've learned from chapters 2 through 6. Students are going to gain experience in computing wages and salaries, preparing a payroll register. They're going to be doing journal entries, a whole bunch of transactions that are going to be happening in this project. Okay, so the company will have a workforce of both hourly and salaried employees. That way you can have some experience calculating both. There's 5 sections to the project. And you students are going to be completing a full payroll register for an actual company. You're going to prepare journal entries to record payroll and payroll taxes. You're going to record the payment of the payroll, amongst other things that are going to be happening. Now, semester project number 2 is worth 75 points. Students have 2 attempts. There is no time limit. You can start on it, work on it, save your work, and then resume at a later point in time. I will always keep the highest score. Okay, so this is the last opportunity to earn points. Okay, please, if you need those points, okay, this is 75 points. This is what really help you out. So make sure that you try your very best so you can get the best score possible. Okay, the chapter objectives that are going to be met in this specific project are managing payroll records required to reflect current laws and regulations. Okay, in this particular folder, or in this content folder for week 16, I have also made the final exam review available for you. Okay, so the final exam is going to be over all 6 chapters. Okay, everything that we've learned. The final will be available from Monday, May the 10th at 8 in the morning through Wednesday, May the 12th at 11 p.m. Students have 3 full days to take the final exam. Okay, students will have 2 attempts on the final, and I will keep the highest grade earned. Okay, please make sure that you do mark your calendars. I will not, and I repeat, I will not be granting extensions or makeups for missed assignments. It is the student's responsibility to make sure that they jot down the final exam schedule and that they complete the test within the allotted time frame. Okay, if you have any questions about any of the problems that are going to be on your final, please get with me this week number 16. Once the final exam becomes available, I will not be answering any content related questions. Okay, so like I stated previously, there's 2 tries on the test. I keep the highest grade, and students are going to have 3 hours to complete each test attempt. Okay, so it's super important that by now you should have read each of the 6 chapters. All of the problems in your final are coming from your homework, so we've covered these in the past. Okay, so the first problem is going to be problem 210. It deals with computing the daily total hours worked, the total hours for the week, the regular weekly earnings, overtime earnings, and total weekly earnings using a time card under the continental system. That is worth 25 points. Problem 3.1, you're going to compute the FICA taxes for each employee and the employer's FICA taxes. That is worth 25 points. Then we're going to have something similar to problem 4.8, which is prepare a payroll register for a company to include regular wages plus an annual bonus. That is worth 45 points. Then we have problem 5.14, which is compute FICA taxes to be withheld from each employee in the partnership. Calculate employer's FICA taxes for the weekly payroll. Compute state unemployment contributions and the amount of the net FUTA tax on the payroll. And lastly, calculate the total amount of the employer's payroll taxes for the weekly payroll. That is going to be worth 30 points. And last but not least, we've got problem 6.3, which is journalize the payment of wages and record the payroll tax. That will be 25 points, okay? So the text grading, each of the problems has outlined how many points they are for a total of 150 points. That is how much your final is worth. That is 15% of your overall grade. And like I stated previously, these problems have been covered in your homework. I have gone through some of these in the lectures that I've posted on the weekly modules. It's just a matter of you going back, reviewing each of these chapters, reviewing your homework that you've completed. The feedback has been provided. That way you can prepare for these specific problems. And as if you're preparing for your test, you have any questions, please get with me this week so I can help address those questions, okay? So that is available to you as well, okay? The review for the final. The only thing you're going to be completing this week is that semester project, and it is 5 sections long, okay? I've got the 5 sections, part A, B, C, D, and E. Super important. You need to start with part A. You cannot move to part B until you've completed part A. You cannot start part C until you've completed parts A and B. Okay, you cannot complete part D until you've completed parts A, B, C, and okay. So you get my logistics. You have to go in sequential order. First you do part A, then you do part B, then you do part C, then you do part D, and then you do part E. Okay, 5 sections of the project. Please make sure that you allocate enough time during the week to complete the project. That way you don't have a time crunch on Sunday. Okay, every day try to work a part. Okay, there's 5 parts, Monday through Friday. There's no reading involved this week. Everything that you're doing is based on what we have already learned. Of course, you can always go back and refresh your memory, but you can just go in there, start tackling part A, and then, the next day you work on part B. That way you can figure out how long is it taking you to complete each of these parts, okay? And make sure that you have enough time in case you do need to retake the assignment. Okay, I know it took me about 8 hours to complete all 5 parts, okay? So I need to have enough time to be able to retake it, okay? So that is what you're going to be working on this week. Semester project number 2 worth 75 points, and begin reviewing for your final exam, which will be next week, Monday through Wednesday. Okay, if you have any questions, concerns, whatever you need to talk to me about, please get with me this week. Okay, next week all you're doing is finals. The final closes on Wednesday. Thursday morning, I wake up and I start calculating and submitting final grades. So there will be no time for me to contact students or students to contact me and make any changes. I grade on Thursday. I submit final grades on Thursday. So if you have any questions, concerns, inquiries about anything, you need to get with me this week, week number 16. Okay? So please prepare for your final. Make notes. Go back and review those problems so that way you can be prepared to tackle the test. It is long, so you do need to know what you're doing. You can't figure it out while you're taking the test, okay? So it's very important that you go and you take notes and you review those specific problems outlined on your review, okay? So that is all I have for you this week. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. And if you have anything, any questions, concerns, reach out to me. And finals is here, guys. See you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.